Decreasing property prices in the office and retail segment.
Is it an opportunity or is it a disaster?
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Sean.
And together we are the co-founders of...
Quadrant.
Today we are going to be talking about the decreasing property prices, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
In
Right?
these two segments.
I think it's really rare in Singapore that we see a constant decrease of property prices. Of course, we've seen Singapore residential property quite consistently going up. And we've seen shop houses constantly going up as well, getting more and more expensive. But a decreasing property price is always something to be very is alarming, alright? It's something for us to really dive deeper into. Yeah.
So let's us first start looking at the office segment.
Yeah.
So in this chart, right, you can see that in the year 2021, right, the price index for office segment is at 124.5.
Yes.
And then it has been like almost like stagnant or like constant. And in the 2019, right, before the onset of COVID, office space went up to 138.1.
Yeah, that's actually good.
So when you look at this segment, right, office space is actually going up. But COVID came in.
Oh no, right. So when COVID came in, of course we're seeing work from home happening. Moving forward, I think many
the
companies
index went down to 116.1.
That's pretty insane, right? That's almost like 30%. How much is that?
1138.
113. So that's almost 20% decrease, which is a huge decrease.
138.1 to 116.
Close to 15% towards 20%. So that's actually a huge decrease in property prices of course for office space. Of course, that comes largely from the work from home culture. Moving forward, the pandemic is expected to continue.
Just give you a bit of on the ground like update. I've been like having lunch at the Raffles Place, like walking around.
Bojio.
I go with my wife lah. You want to like go dating with my wife together? That's damn weird, bro.
Ayo. So what do you see?
Okay, I see that I had better relationship with my wife.
Oh, that's great. Awesome.
Lunches,
Yeah, that's good.
So there's like less people working in the CBD itself lah. I think Singapore, right, in the CBD region is mainly law-abiding companies and law-abiding citizens.
Of course, naturally, I mean they're huge companies. They cannot afford to even get into issues with the government's direction lah. Yeah.
So because of this, right, you can see that some of the restaurants are closed pretty early and like they are at like half capacity or what so lah. In other words, demand for office spaces, right, in the CBD has gone down.
Yeah, but do you see it coming back up?
My take is that it will definitely have to come back up because human interaction is something that cannot go away. It's like even if you look at primary schools or secondary schools itself, right, you can always study from home. But why is it that children or like students have to still go back to school and like study together?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So I think looking at the trend, right, of course, coming back to why do we even feel confident that prices will probably hit back up?
For office segment?
Office segment, to be specific. Because why? If I start seeing the chart is actually continuously increasing, in terms of property price index, and then an event come, and then of course there's a depress in terms of property price for the office space, we can only expect that actually it is the pandemic that temporarily pushed down this price point. Okay, and of course, given the reasoning that I personally feel and you also feel as well, that you know what, office businesses still does require some form of human interaction. I think given my experience as an entrepreneur, I still feel that having an office space and having meetings, right, and looking forward to these meetings does help in terms of productivity. And because of this, I think that working from home will still be there, but I still think it's still necessary to have an office space to come by for meeting.
Actually, on a side topic, have you heard of this brand called Sheena, the fast fashion clothing from China that is starting to
They're super cheap or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, in the recent news, right, if I'm not wrong, the founder became a PR of Singapore. And the headquarters has shifted from China to Singapore. So that they can potentially get ready for a US IPO. Because if they are a China-based company, they cannot IPO in US. But if they are a Singapore company, right, they can IPO in US.
Yeah, I mean, and that's always been the unique thing about Singapore position, right? I think in terms of why companies even want to open up a global head office in Singapore. Yeah, and of course, that being said, this company, of course, we will likely not see them opening up a giant office in like Woodlands lah. Most likely it will likely be in CBD or at
they would need office space.
Probably at worst, I would say in the second CBD lah, at Jurong there lah, right? I mean it's either or. So that being said, they will probably also not rent a industrial property ma.
Yep.
Correct. So most likely is office.
Yes. So in other words, right, they will be employing more and more people, right, in the office segment of Singapore. So I guess that Singapore being an attractive location, right, in the Southeast Asia region, right, will increase demand for office space.
Yeah. So all in all, I would say that in conclusion, I think for office space, I think there is more of an opportunity rather than disaster in today's term, right?
True.
I think it was 2 years ago. I mean I was pretty strong in the fact that do your best to avoid the commercial property because we do not see pandemic to stop within the next 6 months to 1 year. But I think today it comes to a point where if prices are down as much as 15 to 20%, I think it's time to start looking into potential commercial property to see if you're able to invest into it and of course make a very comfortable 15% cap gains in the next couple of years to really go back up.
If it just normalize,
it just normalize, that's the whole thing. If it just normalize, But of course, that being said, office space is also not the cheapest quantum to enter, right? So it does usually, I see the quantum is in the 2 million to 3 million price point.
Yeah, why is this so? So if you look at like International Plaza, right, the per square feet can be like 2,000, 2,200 or roughly around there. So if it's a 1,000 square feet space,
it's
right,
2 million.
2.2 million, 2.2 million.
Yeah, and many of them are also GST registered. So the cash flow is needed for such property investment will at least be a 600k cash position and above. And of course, that being said, not many investors have this amount of cash to really invest.
I guess that when you have like 600k, you have a lot of choices because you can actually split this up into 3 industrial units.
That's true.
You can hold 3 units instead of just one.
Yep, or even hold 3 overseas property as compared to one. So I mean there are options and that's where people will then decide. But nonetheless, I would probably put office space as more as an opportunity rather than a disaster in today's context.
True.
Yeah.
So highly encourage you guys, right? If you are interested in some commercial property or you see some opportunities, make sure you type down in the comments, right, so that we can have a discussion over there, right?
Yes. So of course with this, alright, how about retail space?
So in the retail space, right, when we look in the year 2011, right, retail space price index was at 121.4. And when you look at 2019, before the onset of the pandemic, right, the retail space price index is 114.
Oh, that means it's already on a decreasing trend.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happened in 2021 as well?
2021 it has went down even further to 104.3. Retail has been a challenging industry because obviously there is a huge trend of e-commerce.
Yeah.
So people would rather be buying online. I would rather be buying online. I mean, I don't...
Nowadays, most of the time when I buy something, right, I mean, I'm like, okay, I need this. The first thing I do is like pop up my app. I go to like Shopee.
I go to Lazada.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which you support, right? But as long as you get it online, right? And my even my parents and my in-law is purchasing from Lazada, Qoo10 and Shopee today. So I would say that e-commerce today have become such a norm to not just, I think, our generation as well as the older generation, right? My parents are like, what, 60 plus? Closing to 70 and they're like rather shop through online than offline.
I think this whole trend is accelerated because of COVID. Because of pandemic. So I guess that the trend has always been there that e-commerce is on the rise, retail is on the decline, and pandemic has like accelerated this. So my take is that even if you find a super undervalued retail, you'll still be facing headwinds. It's like trying to sweep against the tide. And then it's like you keep having to struggle just to maintain where you are.
Yeah, and just to make that little bit of money. So you rather have an easier time. I would say that, you know what, retails are also not the cheapest in a way. It's pretty common. Let's say you want to buy something like Far East Plaza, Lucky Plaza or something. It's also going to cost you like $1 million to even 2 million, right?
Even be 3.
Yeah, may even be 3, right? So if you have this money, you ask me to pick a choice, logically I will choose office space rather than retail space. So why is this worrying? It's because once again, pre-pandemic, we are seeing price starting to go down. And with pandemic, it still went down even further. So that is something that's why our confidence level in the retail space is belonging to the low, and I would rather not swim against the tide. Might we be wrong? Maybe. Who knows what? One day retail suddenly come back up. I mean, that's something that we can never say never. But why want to put yourself in that position of swimming against the tide?
In terms of retail, right, there is another like potential issue, which is not having a team inside a strata retail mall. Okay, so what do I mean by this? You see, if you're buying a unit inside a shopping mall, right, you cannot dictate the theme of the place. So if there's no theme to a place, right, why would people want to go there in the first place?
That's true. Yeah. So is a theme, meaning that in a mall, strata mall, you have like maybe it's open up F&B, then beside you is a massage shop, and then beside massage shop is a locksmith. Alright, that's pretty insane, right? So there isn't a theme to it, right? So unlike when you go to a mall like CapitaLand Mall, you tend to see, you know what, they try to arrange it. First floor is like a more F&B, second floor is like more retail, then the top floor is like cinema and all the entertainment and even education. Yeah, so that have some form of theme, and that's why people will feel more comfortable going to CapitaLand Mall as compared to like Lucky Plaza lah, in a way lah. I mean, Lucky Plaza is kind of capalang also, right? Yeah, so I mean that's the thing. So I mean, all in all, we see opportunity in the office space today. Not the easiest to enter into because of the large quantum. Yeah, but given these two, if I were to put, you know what, I have a $2 million, I want to invest in retail or office, I would choose office space hands down. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. So I hope you learned something from this video. So once again, I'm Ivan.
And I'm Sean.
Make sure you remember to subscribe and also give us a thumbs up, okay? So we'll see you soon. Bye!